let us get started with today's session. My name is Kanishk and I'll be your English instructor for this duration. It is very nice to see you.
Yeah.
And before we get started, could you quickly tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Arohi and I'm from Lucknow. Yeah, I completed my post-graduation in economics. Yeah, that's it.
That's fantastic. So, when it comes to English, did you have an English environment in your school, in your college?
Yeah, I did study in English medium school, but when it comes to speaking, the environment, the people usually don't speak that much in English. Only
Right.
few people were speaking in English. So yeah.
That's absolutely correct. I think because although the teachers tell us to speak in English, we themselves find them speaking in Hindi. So how does that motivate us?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fine. But excuse me, I was thinking, okay, yeah, when it comes to speaking English, what problems do you feel you have?
I fumble a lot when I became
Mm-hmm.
very conscious while speaking in English. Uh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and especially when I talk to a stranger, I don't find comfortable enough to speak in English. So yeah, these are the few reasons.
All right. Well, these are very, very minor issues. They can be fixed in merely one or two classes. This is my guarantee to you. All right. So let us get started with today's session material. Did you find time to go through it?
Yeah, I did.
So you already know the topic is related to childhood today.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get started with the discussion. How was your childhood like?
Okay. Like any other person's childhood, it was very normal. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like it is summer right now, especially May. So, where did you usually spend your summer vacations as a child?
So I was living in my childhood. I was living in Nagpur. So
Mm-hmm.
usually we go to grandparents' house. Yeah.
All right. So now I have a very useful technique for improvement in pronunciation and just general speaking in public. I really proudly call this a golden trick of talking. What it does is this will help you speak in any language, but I would motivate you to use this more in English because you are upgrading your skills here. What you do is whenever somebody asks you a question, all right, you take a second's pause. Okay, take a brief moment and that take that moment to yourself. You can take a deep breath and exhale. And while you are doing that, make sure that you make mental points of what you are going to talk about. All right. So that you have a skeleton, a structure of the speech that you are about to deliver. By speech, I also mean a dialogue or a conversation, anything. All right. So now, when you have a structure, the quality and the quantity of your answer will improve tenfolds, and that will reflect confidence. So, for example, I ask you how your day was. Now you take a brief moment and you start making mental points. All right, that okay, my day started at 6 a.m. I did some workout, I had some breakfast, then I took a shower, and then I did a la 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 la. All of that list continues further. So that means you have a structure, so you will not fumble. You will not feel underconfident. All right. So
Okay.
let's try this now in action. How was your day today?
Okay. Uh,
Take a brief moment. It's all right. Take a brief moment. Just construct the answer.
okay. It was like a normal day. I woke up at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had my breakfast at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I read some news regarding the current affairs. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. So now you see, I encourage you to give some more time to those mental points because obviously you're getting started with it. So, for example, you can practice this standing in front of the mirror as well. You stand in front of the mirror, you're combing your hair, you start saying, okay, my hair look nice today. They're very soft, they're more soft than yesterday. This dress looks nice. My earphones are working properly. It's just random sentences to work on not fumbling. All right, cool. Nice. So let's do one thing. Now it's time for some vocabulary as well. So what I'll do is I'll give you some words. The words will be in the chat. Not many words, 3 or 4 at max. And what you have to do is you have to first pronounce the word properly. Second, tell me the meaning of the word. And thirdly, make one simple small sentence using that word. All right. And all these words are from the session material only. So later on, if you want to revise during the day, you will find them there as well. Let's get started. The first word is in the chat.
Inheritant. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inheritant. Actually, I'm not finding the correct English word. Inheritant, which we inherit from our
Grandparents.
Grandparents. Yeah. I'm not finding the right word. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know the meaning. But
No. This is the right word. If you have any other word like genetic or something, then that is different. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, so the word inherit means when we acquire something from our grandparents or our parents, and this is usually when they die. All right. So when my great grandparents died, my parents acquired some amount of jewelry, for example. All right. This can be one sentence that properly explains the usage of the word inherit. So can you also make one such sentence?
Yeah, there are some qualities which I inherit from my grandparents, but but they are alive, so I can use that.
Yeah. This is also completely usable. Although the more common usage of this is for property or materialistic things, but this is also agreeable, especially in spoken English. Make sure that you are not saying inherent. Inherent is a different thing. Inherit is a different thing. All right. Just a small careful point there. Okay, let me give you one more word. Here you go.
I don't know. Although I heard that word, but I don't remember the meaning.
All right, no worries. I'll help you out here. Juvenile means anything that is related to young people.
Okay.
All right. Usually teenagers. All right. Also, this is a very lawful term. It is used in the court of law very often because there are juvenile courts, there are juvenile laws, there are juvenile reformatories, juvenile prisons, every such thing in our country, right? But you can also use it in your daily life. For example, whenever I am spending too much time on Instagram, my mother will tell me, please stop being a juvenile and start doing something constructive with your time. All right.
Okay. So it is used for young people?
Yes, absolutely. All right. So
any certain age, or it is used for every?
Mostly teenagers.
Mostly teenagers. Okay.
All right. Can you also attempt on making a sentence?
In my childhood, I was very
juvenile.
Yeah, but that is a very simple sentence. Okay.
Exactly. Go on. Try something even more complex than this.
Yeah. In my childhood, I was very juvenile when it comes to my temper.
Right. So also the sentence was correct. A small mistake there that you said when it comes to my temper. But since this sentence is in the past, it is a past tense sentence, you should have said when it came to my temper.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So here is a fill in the blank type question for you. He is better at grammar dash I am. Fill in the dash with than or then. Which one will be correct?
Then.
I'm afraid that is incorrect because the word.
Okay, it is a comparison. I think so. We will use then. Okay, I didn't read the sentence. Sorry, I didn't read the whole sentence. I just.
No worries. But to just recap this point, than is used for comparison, then is used for sequence or time. For example, I will go to the room, then he will go to, then. But if
Yeah.
I'm comparing two things, so for example, this pen is better than that pen.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Correct.
So now it is time for some feedback. I see that you have a lot of knowledge, but your knowledge needs sequencing, right? So what we do is, you are at session document number 10 right now. I want you to go back 1, 2, and 3. You will find basic tenses in that one, especially simple present and simple past. Just go through them once. After that, find past perfect and present perfect. Go through them once. All right, because these are some of the tenses in which you are making some minor mistakes more than other, and I really want you to revise them. All right. Then what I want you to do is mental sentences and then start speaking. All right, to improve fumbling and to gain better structure. That is all for the session. Any questions?
Yeah, actually, regarding to grammar only, I know I have read the grammar portion, but while I'm speaking, I don't. I make mistake, as you said, regarding the came and come, which you
Right.
pointed earlier.
So
So
for
yeah,
that, what you can try is you can Google the grammar part and read more sentences related to it. All right.
yeah, okay,
All right, and you can also go to YouTube and look for English videos and not the structural or sorry tutorial videos. Some English videos like TEDx
grammar.
or podcasts.
Yeah, yeah, I do
Yes.
listen.
So basically, if you see TEDx deals with past experiences. So you will see how
Yeah,
they use past tense, especially the good speakers like Malala or even Obama. I think Obama does not have one, but he has a lot of speeches. So you can try
yeah,
that. This is what I mean. All right. So that is all the suggestion that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a
yeah.
great day.